GERENetwork.com. This is a GERE Network production.
Ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is sponsored by our store through Amazon. If you visit shopgear.com, please remember to do that, because when you do, you provide gasoline to the engine known as GERE Radio Network, and that helps this podcast continue. It is the best way to shop for yourself, and is the best way to support this podcast. Now, on with the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, GERE Network presents the Football Talk Weekly Podcast with John Cimino and Brandon Gorell. And now,
Here's Sean. Here's Sean.
John.
Yes, that's me.
Here's
That's
John.
me. That's me. I tried to interrupt.
John's the show host.
That's me. I'm the show host. How's it going, everybody?
I'm the co-host.
Yes, we are in the impromptu second bye week, but we are
He's the
back.
Batmobile. I'm the sidecar with Robin in it.
Something like that. How's it going, everybody? My name is John Cimino at DJCMoney on the Twitter, joined, of course, by Mr. Brandon Gorell. Brandon, say hello.
Oh, what's up?
And I would like to say thank you, as always, for supporting this podcast, supporting this network, by using shopgear.com and by using Draft. Some of you have been using Draft. It's been pretty sweet.
I still have it. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I keep forgetting too. But anyways, draft.com/GERE Network. And, ladies and gentlemen, new to the family, Target. Woo!
What?
Oh, I didn't.
Target sponsorship?
I didn't tell you
You did
that.
not tell me about that.
Oh, well, I'll tell you that on the second. I'll tell you that on the
All
second
right.
half.
Yeah, you do that.
But we can get you. Well, we can't get you. But I mean, you go through us, you get 5% off your purchases for the red card or something like that. But
Hey, that's dope.
more details to come with that. But we are back after a week or so off,
Yeah.
and
It's a busy
Brandon,
week.
Yeah, a busy.
We had to take a second bye week. We each get a bye week, I think.
You know, well,
You had a bye week. I have a bye week. That gives us 2 bye weeks. Like most NFL teams get 1 bye week.
right?
We're not NFL teams.
No,
We're on different teams.
we're on.
We're opposing teams.
We're so to speak. Skip
We go head to head in the weekly pick'em.
something like that.
So
except for last week,
That's why we had 2 weeks. Yeah, exactly. I took the week off.
yeah, but.
Gave you a chance to get further and first.
Yeah, well, I'll take this week off of the
Yeah.
pick'em, so that way it balances back out.
Hope I have a huge week in it.
Well, yeah, right now I'm like 11 or 12 games ahead now,
Yeah.
or something like that.
So hopefully I win all 11 or 12, and then I erase your gap.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. But,
Or it just widens.
But Brandon, I'm just going to start off the BS portion of the segment
Chess.
before we talk about what about you hanging with the Mafia, because I'm very curious about your reports on actually being there. There's only one winless team in the National Football League.
Oh,
And
it looked promising for so long. I kept
And-
seeing it on the scoreboard. I was like, whoa.
yeah, yep. San Francisco, they won their game against the Giants.
They hammered the Giants. Giants, they're lucky they got their win.
Yeah.
Because they would be getting, I think they're more putrid than either the Browns or the 49ers,
Yeah.
to tell you the truth.
Yeah, they're pretty
and
bad.
they got a good quarterback. That's the worst part
They're
of
pretty
it.
bad. I'm surprised McAdoo is still employed right now. Who knows? But by the point,
He's
dead man walking.
He's on the Green Mile right now.
yeah, dead man walking right now. But
and that's a long walk too.
Yes.
because he's still got 7 games left.
yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
Yikes!
But Cleveland, you, my friends, Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns, you are 0-9.
Oof.
Or is it 0-10
Cleveland.
now?
0-9.
0-9. 0-9. They had a bye, I think.
Yeah, they had a bye.
So
Remember, because you made the jokes that they lost the bye week.
that's right. So
Yeah.
they're 0-9, and yeah. Now can I start hoping for it?
You can start hoping for it. They got the Jags this week.
Okay.
A good Jags team, 6-3,
Okay.
doing well. Then they got the Bengals next week.
That's
I don't know. Then they've got
Once they
their
get
kryptonite.
once they get to LA.
They've got their kryptonite in LA Chargers.
Yeah. So once they get there, that's when
Yeah.
I'm really going to worry.
And then they're going to have the Brett Hundley Packers.
Okay.
And then they're going to have the Ravens. And then they're going to be at the Bears. Oof. That could be one they win too.
I don't know. Mitchell Trubisky, man.
Whatever. He loves to kiss titties.
He loves to kiss titties. He'll be out in the cold. They'll be
Yeah.
percolating.
And then the last game of the season, what could be the 0-16 burger by Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Oh, that would be tremendous.
Yeah.
That would be tremendous.
But if they're locked into a position and they don't have to start any starters, that also could be.
There's 3 games, so there's 3 games that
there's
could go
3
either
iffies
way.
in there.
3 iffies.
3 iffies where
Cincinnati.
I thought they were going to luck their way into beating Detroit this week.
Yeah.
They had it.
Yeah, they did, but
and then they lost it.
Oh well. So
butter knees.
So here's to hoping, Cleveland. I'm rooting for you. Get that 0-16 for me, please.
Yeah.
You had a chance to do it last year, and then you let the Chargers mess that up.
Yeah. Chargers blew that.
Chargers, don't do it this year. Anybody else? Don't do it this year. I need this to happen. 0-16, Cleveland.
We need it.
Right behind you. Okay, Brandon, you hung out with the Bills Mafia. Now,
I did.
Now, they're legendary.
They are legendary.
You well know.
Oh, yeah.
So I have to ask, Brandon, how many flaming tables did you see?
I didn't see any flaming tables.
Okay.
But I did see 2 tables get broken.
Oh.
One was the power bomb. I was right near where that power bomb happened. That was on Barstool.
Okay.
Where the guy got power bombed and didn't really move the table much, and then the guy just decided to jump off and slam into the table just to ruin it. And then they were up high-fiving each other and going crazy and slamming beers. And the one dude did the second dude slammed his beer can down after it was empty, and it popped up in the air and then landed on another table perfectly. It was like the best flip cup move you could ever see.
Okay.
So I saw that, and then I saw, like, right next to, when we were walking, I think we were starting to head towards the game. No, actually, we were heading to Dumperville, which is what Jay and Mikey coined it. So when we were in the parking lot, Mike was standing in the back of Justin's pickup truck, and he was looking around, kind of scoping the talent, so to speak, the Buffalo talent. And that's when he spotted Sean McDermott. Yeah, he spotted McDermott over in the lot next to us, so we went over there to try to catch him. He was with ESPN.
Mm-hmm. I did see that interview.
So we just caught him going in the cart, but we did catch Brandon Bean. We got to take a picture with him and shake hands, nice. Introduce ourselves and stuff, and that's pretty cool. So
did you say, "Hi, my name is Dan Germine. What's up, Buffalo?"
I said, "No, this is also another Brandon." He goes, "It's a great name." He's like, "Everyone, is envious of this name." It's kind of cool that he said that.
All right.
So
it's not just you that said
Mike
that.
was looking, and he saw that lot, and we came back because we were kind of hungry. So Justin and I started cooking out and having some drinks at the car, and they took off for a while. And we were like, where the hell are those jamokes? They've been gone a while. They were just scoping tail all over the parking lot.
Okay.
And they came back and they're like, hey, when we go into the game, we got to take a walk through Dumperville. And I was like, Dumperville? He goes, some nice dumpers going on over there.
Okay.
They had some pretty interesting, a lot of the ladies were wearing, they're knockoff Zubazes. But they're ladies like yoga pants Zubazes.
Okay.
So they were form-fitting,
okay,
so to speak.
Right.
So there was some, there was some decent action going on over there. So as we were walking there, we saw 2 people up on a light post, and it looked like they were making out. It was 2 dudes, and they were just pretending. And then they just kind of looked out at everyone, and they said, "Oh, the shame." And they fell off and through a table.
What the hell?
And then everyone circled around him and just started pouring beers on him.
You gotta be kidding me.
We also saw Pinto Ron. He was also in our lot. Okay. We were in the Hammer lot, which Bills Mafia fans will know is the Hammer lot is a like a no holds bar lot that's across from the stadium that's not sanctioned by the stadium.
Okay.
So they don't have security. They have security outside of it.
Okay.
But they're not patrolling through it like they were there, because just after we saw that table incident, we kept walking. We saw like 3 Buffalo police officers like walking like a beeline over to where they were, and I was like, oh boy. And then they didn't go after the dudes at the table. They grabbed some strokey dude and threw him up against the wall and started like searching him. there's a police camera well sitting in the parking lot. He must have got spotted for drugs or something.
I have been dying to hear what this whole experience is like, and so far,
crazy.
So far, I am not disappointed. Please continue.
We enjoyed that part of it, and it was getting close to game time. It wasn't as crazy as it typically is. And I also heard a lot of stories that if you're wearing opposing team's gear, you're not going to get treated too kindly. They didn't do anything with the Saints fans. I think it was more indifference because they play the Saints once every 4 years and then once every 8 years in Buffalo. So there's really no heat there. I'm sure if it was a New England game or a Dolphins game, there would probably been some more heat there, but there just wasn't.
Yeah,
and,
I would have, if I were to go to a Jets game there, I don't know that I'd be wearing Jets colors.
Yeah, you could. I wore Packers stuff there. They didn't bother me. They did their shit talk and whatever. That didn't matter that year. Mm-hmm. But anyways, so we go to get into the game, and we're in the game, and looking down to the left of me, there's some dude with this fantastic fucking mullet. It was an epic-looking mullet. As I was strolling through the gateways, I saw 2 chicks making out, which was pretty interesting. And they didn't seem like they knew each other. It just was a thing because there was people around cheering them on. This was in the halls, before the game started.
Okay.
So they kind of brought the tailgate inside.
All right.
But once we sat down in the seats, everything was pretty chill. I mean, everything was cool. We left after the ass kicking they were taking. We were thinking, all right, let's get out of here. If nothing happens here in the third quarter to make this a game, let's just, head back to the car and maybe get an early start on getting out of here. And the problem was that everyone else had that idea, and the whole stadium was emptying. And I'm kind of disappointed that we did leave, because we did miss one of the most Bills Mafia things that we could ever experience.
What was that?
Was in the fourth quarter. Full nude guy just streaked down the field, went the whole 100 yards and into the end zone and did a little dance to swing his wang around, and then goes running back, and then he gets a tackle at the 10. So he had 110 rushing yards on that one play.
All right.
Before he finally got tackled. So he definitely had more and I made the joke that when he got tackled, there was like 4 security guards around him. I was like, I think that's almost as many touches as McCoy got for the whole game.
That's wonderful.
But it was just brutal.
That is
so we
wonderful.
missed it. I didn't hear about it until we were driving home.
Okay.
But when we got back to the car, we decided to take up shop again, cook out. And we were throwing the football around the lot because a lot of cars had gotten out, so we had some open space because they pack you in pretty tight. There's not a lot of room to do a lot of stuff.
I would imagine.
So we started tossing the football around, and there was a garbage can in between 2, and they were like, "Oh, I bet you can hit that." And 1 and 5, and they were just totally missing it. And
okay.
So I'm just playing a rover. I'm just retrieving balls, throwing them back, and as they're trying to do it, and the guy sees me there, the guy that's running the lot. He just grabs the garbage cans and starts picking up garbage. I'm like, what the fuck? There goes our target. So I just look around, I see another one, so I run 2 rows of parking lot, and I grab another can, put it back. And these guys are there, Mike threw one in the back of the pickup that was next to the garbage can. Jay and Mike were dinging it off the Lexus that was sitting there.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, it's okay, guys. He's got scuffs and dings on this car. It's not a big deal. It's already happened. So, overall, it was a fun experience. Mm-hmm. I think it would have been a lot more fun and festive had the Bills been playing a division rival and it been a game.
Right.
It was not a game, so really nobody had anything fun to celebrate. No one had to or it wasn't a heartbreaking loss where they were really angry.
Were any of the Mafia still reeling from the Jets loss the week before?
No.
No? Because all week I had been hearing about how the season was done and whatever, and blah, 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 blah. They was after the loss.
No, a lot of the guys are still, they were like, Tyrod's still our guy, and, he's no longer our guy, but...
We'll get to that later on.
It wasn't a lot of... I don't know, there wasn't a ton of chatter. Their they're quietly optimistic about making the playoffs. I mean, even though they did lose this week, they're still in the driver's seat for that 6th spot. They have the opportunities.
But that's what makes the Peterman move questionable, I think, right now. I know Tyrod had a really, really poor game.
He's had a poor couple of games. The Jets game wasn't great either.
No, it wasn't great, but it wasn't as bad as the Saints game. But I don't.
But I think that was a continuation of the Jets game. I think it just got worse.
It might have been, but he's played well the other games.
Yeah.
So
he didn't play well against Cincinnati either. In that loss, he was pretty putrid. He didn't play well in that Carolina loss either. He's played well in a few games, but more often than not, he's been average or below average. I think what McDermott's trying to do is change the dance. They've lost 2 in a row. The offense isn't moving. They're not clicking, and it's kind of at that point where they're stacking the box against McCoy and, making Tyrod beat him. And he's not taking shots downfield. He took 1 shot, maybe 2 the 3 quarters that I saw. He took 2 shots, and they weren't great shots. They weren't even close.
He's going to be a Jet next year. I'm calling my shot.
Well, I mean, you thought right out of the gate, they come out, McCoy has a big run, gets him 40 yards down the field, and the place is roaring. And then Tyrod, throws one to Benjamin for a first down, and you got the new receiver in there, and everyone's excited about that. And then Tyrod calls the quarterback keeper and does the draw right up the middle and gets him another 13. And now they're close to the red zone. And they make the mistake of handing it off very predictably. They were in a full run formation. They had 1 wide receiver out there. We knew we were running. And Saints stuffed it.
Right.
And then on 2nd down, he took a corner end zone shot for Benjamin, threw it over his head. And then the 3rd shot, he takes going towards Benjamin again, but Benjamin wasn't even finished with his route yet, and he's already let go of the ball, and before Benjamin could even turn around, the ball hit him in the hip. There was no chance he was going to catch that thing. But after that drive, that 3 points, they did nothing.
No, they did nothing.
And I see this as hey, we're still competing for a playoff spot. What's it going to hurt if we play a game and Peterman's not great? He comes out and he's not doing well, and you bring Taylor back in. If you lose that game, you're 5-5. You're at worst tied with everyone else for that 6th spot. But if he comes out and he plays really well, and now you're 6-4,
then McDermott looks like a genius.
Right. So it's a roll of the dice. He's playing with house money because it's his first season. He's had more success than they expected. This was expected to be a rebuild year. This was a year they were going to tank.
Yes, they trust the process.
It's trust the process, and he can do what he wants. If they don't make the playoffs, they're not going to blame McDermott for it because he made changes. I mean, they made changes all season. They dumped their number 1 wide receiver. They dumped a defensive back. Then they trade away Marcel Darius. Mm-hmm. They've cut other guys. They're shaving payroll. They're stocking draft picks. Their draft pick pile is stocked right now.
Yes. They
have a plan.
They're going to have a really good draft.
This is a what the hell? Even if we make the playoffs, mm-hmm. we're still set up next year to have a really good draft to build upon that success. If we don't make the playoffs, well, our picks are going to be lower, and the picks that we got from other teams, we're going to have an even better draft. So
2 firsts,
I
2
think
seconds,
this is
2 thirds.
This is them saying, "Hey, listen, we're playing with house money. We shouldn't be 5-4 right now. We shouldn't be the 6th seed. We have some tough games coming up. Our offense isn't moving. We got to see what we got here, because what if Peterman comes out and he's great? They don't need Tyrod Taylor anymore. There goes that contract. That's more money that they free up that they can go after free agents in the offseason mm-hmm. and draft really well.
And work to build around.
They're right. Mm-hmm. They're in a good position.
Yep.
So this is, to the outside, looking in, this looks like, how could you be doing that? You're, on the cusp of the playoffs. Why are you making a quarterback change now? But I look at it as, you know what? If he comes out and he does well, he solidifies their playoff chances and actually makes them more viable. If he does poorly, well, you know what you had in him. And if you miss the playoffs, they're expected to miss the playoffs. They're not expected to make the playoffs this year. That mean they dumped a chunk of their roster.
Right.
To free up payroll and to get draft picks.
Yeah.
This was supposed to be a rebuild year.
It was.
And they're 5-4, so they've surprised a lot of people. So you stick with the plan. And I think their plan is to see what we have. Mm-hmm. Let's see what we have this season. And what we like, we keep. What we don't, we get rid of.
All right.
And then we see what happens next year in the draft. And that's why I see this move. And that's the way I see it. I see it as, let's see what we got.
Yeah.
If he goes out there and does something. Micah Hyde says he calls Peterman, what's Peterman's first name?
Nathan?
Nathan, yeah. He calls him Nate Favre.
Nate Favre.
Yeah, because he's a gunslinger in practice. He's just flinging the ball all over the place, and he takes risks, but he puts zip on his passes, and
we shall see.
He could be the bad Favre, or he could be something that's really exciting for them.
We shall.
Who knows?
See. All right, let's go to quick.
There's a lot of Bills talk there.
Indeed. Former Raiders and Buccaneers head coach John Gruden isn't ruling out a return to the sideline.
I hope it happens, because I can't fucking stand listening to him on Monday night.
Single year.
I cannot stand listening to him on Monday night.
Gruden said on Mike and Mike that he is happy working for ESPN as Monday Night Football commentator, but he also said he isn't going to declare that he wouldn't coach again. He said he hasn't talked to anybody, and that all he has in his life is family and football. Of course, there has been some increased talks in having Gruden come back to the Buccaneers.
Yeah, because Dirk Cutter was awesome last year, and now that they're having a down season, well, it's time to replace him again, because that's the NFL.
Yep.
That's the constant carousel.
That is the NFL. And
that's why you cannot get any continuity.
Exactly. Vikings coach Mike Zimmer said on Monday that he wouldn't name a starting quarterback for Sunday's game against the Rams until Wednesday, because he hadn't spoken to everyone he wanted to talk to before going public with a decision that he already made. Well, turns out Zimmer broke his silence, and Case Keenum will be the starter.
How can you not? He had a career game last week.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater hasn't played a game in forever. That would be a stupid move.
Right. That'd be a very
That
dumb
would be
move.
That's the one you scratch your head and go, okay, Minnesota is like the number 3 seed right now in the NFC. Mm-hmm. And now they're going to make a quarterback change? That makes no sense.
They've won 5 straight with Case Keenum.
Yeah.
5 straight with Case Keenum.
Yeah.
So
either way, fuck the Vikings.
Yeah.
Especially Anthony Barr, you prick for the years.
Bills quarterback Tyrod Taylor met with the media on Wednesday shortly after coach Sean McDermott announced that Taylor had been benched in a decision that surprised many given the team's 5-4 record and McDermott's multiple assertions that Taylor would remain the starter. Taylor was among those taken aback. He answered affirmatively when he was asked if he was shocked to find out that Peterman would be starting against the Chargers this week, and that he didn't agree with a call that the head coach claimed was not an indictment. Taylor said that he still has, quote, full confidence that he could be a franchise quarterback in this league, and when asked if he was thought if McDermott and the Bills gave him a fair chance to prove that, he said, quote, I don't look at life as fair or unfair. He also said that Peterman is a great guy, and he would do anything to help him and the team, noting that he didn't stop being a team captain because of the lineup change.
Yep.
Taking the pro way out.
He's got to be a pro. You don't want to cause... you not only hurt yourself and your team currently, but you hurt your image.
Yeah, you
going into possibly a free agent, or...
You won't be a New York Jet next year.
Yeah.
Until you're a New York Jet next year.
To interrupt real quick.
Okay.
There is November 26th. It's called Bills Streaker at the Blossom Road Pub. The streaker from the Bills game is hosting an event at the Blossom Pub.
That is amazing.
And he's asking that you bring a gently worn coat that we can donate to those in need in winter. As Tristan showed, it's cold out there.
Okay, everyone gets its own tackle sound effect. Well done, Brandon. Packers quarterback Brett Hundley tweaked his hamstring last Sunday's victory over the Bears, but it continues to look like the injury will provide little to no obstacle to his presence in the lineup this weekend. Initial reports were that Hundley would be fine. Nothing's changed on that front. Packers coach Mike McCarthy said on Wednesday that Hundley will be a full participant in the team's Wednesday practice. Barring a further problem with the hamstring or some other practice injury, that leaves Hundley right on track to start against the Ravens at the frozen tundra.
Yeah, I watched the highlights. He didn't look bad.
18 of 25 for 212 yards, by the way.
Yeah,
And a touchdown.
that pass that he made to Devontae Adams was money.
Right.
That was kind of like him opening up, and that was what I wanted to see from him, and let's hope it keeps going.
Indeed. And speaking of Packers quarterbacks, Aaron Rodgers doesn't act like a man, Brandon, that is ready to shut it down for the season. The Packers quarterback took snaps from a trainer and whipped a towel in a throwing motion during Wednesday's practice, according to Tom Silverstein of the Milwaukee Journal. It marked the first time that Rodgers did something during the portion of the practice open to the media in the 4 weeks since he fractured his right collarbone. He worked on cardio and agility drills and simulated snaps from under center in the shotgun. Some of his rehab work involved the throwing motion in his attempt to maintain his range of motions. Of course, the Packers placed Rodgers on IR October 20th, 5 days after his injury. He becomes eligible to start practicing 6 weeks from that date and eligible to play again 2 weeks after that. Rodgers last spoke to reporters on November 3rd, offering no guarantees that he would return in 2017. He said that there would be many factors that would play into whether or not he plays again this season, but this Brandon sounds like a guy who is
gearing up.
Ready.
Yeah, he's gearing up.
Yes.
I have no doubts that he's going to be ready week 15, but that's all going to depend on where they are in the playoff stats, because if they're no chance of making the playoffs, even if they win 3,
you shut him down.
Yeah, they're going to shut him down.
Absolutely. The Saints are trying to fix a weakness with a midseason addition, but not to their roster. According to Brandon's boy, Jason Lockenfora of CBSSports.com, the Saints are adding veteran special teams coach and former Jets special teams coach Mike Westhoff to their staff. The 69-year-old Westhoff retired from the Jets after the 2012 season, but the Saints apparently wanted to shore things up in what has been a bit of a weak area this year. Current special teams coordinator Bradford Banta and assistant team special teams coach Kevin O'Day were both at practice on Wednesday, according to the New Orleans Times. So it appears Westhoff is there more as a consultant.
Yeah,
he was a good special teams coach for the Jets too. I miss that guy. And finally, Brandon, the Vikings have taken issue with Panthers tight end Greg Olsen. I don't know if you heard about this, serving as a broadcaster for Sunday's game against the Rams because they believe he could take the things that he learns while on the job and funnel them back to the Panthers to give Carolina an undue advantage for their upcoming game against Minnesota.
Okay.
That objection remains despite the fact that Olsen won't be attending any practices or production meetings involving the Vikings, but it's not one that Olsen believes is warranted. While there will be production meetings with Fox Sports personnel, Olsen said on Wednesday, quote, "If you're spilling your deepest, darkest game plan secrets to the broadcast crew, that's kind of on you." And that he's not going to learn anything more than the scouts that already attend games.
Them is facts.
Yeah. So, but apparently Minnesota does not like the fact that Greg Olsen's going to be calling their game.
Whatever.
Yeah. Oh well.
They're salty little bitches.
Yes, they are. And on that note, we're going to commercial break.
All right.
More after this. IWF Pro Wrestling returns to the Brockport Selks Lodge Friday, November 17th. Doors open at 6:30 p.m., bell time at 7. You can see the newly crowned IWF Heavyweight Champion Mike Skyros in action. The newly crowned IWF Ultimate Access Trophy holder Ron Falco will also be in action. The return of JC Money as he challenges Eric Emanon and 4 other individuals for the IWF Suicidal Six-Weight Championship. Tickets are available at IWFProWrestling.StoreNVY.com, at Perry's Pizza in Brockport, and JBRD in the Grease Ridge Mall. Pre-sale tickets are $14 for general admission, $17 for front row. Kids 9 and under get in for just $10, and college students with a college ID, $10 gets you in the door. Be there for IWF Pro Wrestling in Brockport. IndyCard Media is your one-stop shop for quality designs at a quality price. They offer merchandising, company branding, event posters, custom clothing designs, and so much more. Check out their gallery of past designs by visiting facebook.com/IndyCard Media and tell them what you think. That's IndyCard Media, 337-446-4331 or IndyCardMafia@gmail.com. Tell them that we sent you. Again, 337-446-4331. IndyCard Media. Bring your designs to life.
Wow.
Nope.
That wasn't.
Whatever. Shut up, Brandon. I'm in a mood and you know it.
If you were white, that would be bad.
Yeah, well, half of me is offended by that.
Yeah.
Anyways, welcome back, everybody, to the Football Talk Weekly Podcast. Hey, want to talk to you all about our new affiliation, our new partnership to go along with our Amazon partnership and our iTunes partnership and our draft partnership. We now have an affiliation with Target.
Yeah.
That's right, the Target. And right now, you can get everyday savings and exclusive extras with a Target Red Card. If you sign up through GERE Network, and the link is going to be on our Facebook page, which you'll see at 8 o'clock on Thursday morning to go along with this podcast, believe it or not. But you click that link there, you sign up for a Target Red Card, and you will get 5% off of your purchases every single day. That's right, every day that you make a purchase and use your Target Red Card that you get from us, you'll save 5% on your purchase every single day, plus free delivery in most cases. Make the most of this holiday season and support GERE Network at no additional charge while you're at it. So again, we are very, very pleased with that affiliation. Brandon, we're growing. As the school season comes to...
Don't know how, but you just must be really hustling.
Well, you know what? I figured like this. As school season is starting to wind down for me, finally.
Yeah.
I can put more focus, shift more focus back onto building the brand, and that's what I'm planning on doing with a new website that I'm hoping to launch in 2018, among other things. So it's really cool. Hoping to get that done. But anyways, Target, yes, definitely use our affiliate links, and more to come as far as links go with that. Different promotions, different sales. It's kind of like Amazon, except it's for Target. So we have it's like a shopping mall. Like Amazon's our anchor,
yeah.
But now we've added a Target. It's dope.
Yeah, you can go to Target.
So, all right, GERE Network Pick'em. Let's talk a little bit about that because I didn't do the stats. Because I brought up last week and I wanted to see if I was the champion every week and well I was, but it's because you didn't pick.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the bye this week.
Yep.
And you're going to make all your picks. Like right now, I believe I'm 12 games ahead because of that. So I'm skipping this week. We will reconvene next episode with your bye week results, my bye week results, and we'll see whether or not you are really in the shitter or if the game is already over or what. But
yeah.
So we'll do that. You mentioned something about Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah. He's dropped his appeal. So he's going to officially serve 6 games.
He's going to serve 6
games. He served 1 last week. He'll be eligible to return in 5 more weeks.
The NFL wins again.
They did.
That's the game. That's the game that they play. You know what I mean?
Don't do something stupid and questionable.
Right.
Don't get yourself in those situations.
Absolutely.
It wasn't just once. He had multiple incidents.
No, definitely not. So,
don't get in my face about that shit, Cowboys fan. He did.
Hey, so judging by that, and judging by how the Cowboys played last week.
Yeah.
Against Atlanta. Y'all still them boys? They in trouble?
No, they're not them boys. Them boys are done. Them boys are done. Looking over ahead next season. I don't think Dak's good enough. He's a good complimentary quarterback. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's enough to put on his back and carry him.
All right.
The threat of Ezekiel Elliott coming out of that backfield, that's the equalizer. Mm-hmm. Him not being there.
Right.
That don't matter.
That with him,
they go after
with him,
Prescott. Prescott had his worst game as a pro.
Oh yeah, absolutely,
by far,
absolutely. He doesn't have the. He didn't.
And it's not like Atlanta's a good defense.
No, they definitely are not.
They just I don't. It wasn't good.
All right, so since we've been away,
I'm I bought a Jim Kelly jersey.
You did, and you're wearing it right now.
I did.
Where did you buy that? Is it Chinese's? Or?
No, I bought it at the
team
store. Yeah.
Really?
150 bones.
$150.
Yeah, it's a Mitchell and Ness.
All right.
It's all sewn.
Okay.
1990 collection. Let's get the tag right on there, Jim Kelly.
Oh, I like it.
It's pretty dope.
I like it.
I was torn. I wanted a Bruce Smith one. Justin was looking for a Bruce Smith one, too. Mm-hmm. But they didn't have Bruce. They had Thurman. Mm-hmm. They had Jim, and they had Andre.
Okay.
All in these jerseys.
I would have taken an Andre.
Yeah, I was torn. But I went with Jimbo. There was a couple other cool jerseys that were Thurman's. One was a 75th anniversary one. And then there was one that was Super Bowl where they lost on the wide right.
Oh.
Yeah, the white jersey.
Yeah.
That one was like $275. I was like, nah.
Nah.
$150? Sure.
Nah.
$220, $275? Nah.
You know, if I go to a Bills game, I would probably do the same thing that you did, which is find a classic jersey from the years past to wear and fit in with the crowd there.
I didn't want any current player because I know that's a situation
it's a waste.
A waste because you just.
That's why I'm not buying Jets jerseys.
There's no one that's legendary. There's no, Aaron Rodgers was,
right.
That's a sure bet.
Right.
Tom Brady, that's a sure bet.
I mean, you could
John Elway, that was a sure bet.
You bought an Aaron Rodgers jersey in 2007 or 2008.
Yeah, right. I bought it right when Favre announced his retirement.
Right.
I bought that one off eBay. Still have it.
You bought the Aaron Rodgers jersey. Still wear it to this day.
Yeah.
Take care of it or whatever.
Because Aaron Rodgers is still there.
Right.
Buy a Brett Favre jersey. Mm-hmm. Brett Favre's staying until the end. I mean, obviously bounced around at the end, but he's still a Packer forever. It's legendary. You're not going to look back and go, man, I miss those Tyrod Taylor days. Mm-hmm. I miss the Mario Williams days, or the
Terrell Owens, baby. Remember when Terrell Owens was a Bill for a minute?
T.O. was there, or what's his face? Percy Harvin. I mean, they're a revolving door, so I wouldn't buy any of those. But Jim Kelly's Buffalo legend.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You go with legends.
Yeah.
It's either him, Thurman, or Andre, or Bruce.
That's the way to go.
Even a Dale Talley. I mean, those guys were all. That was a badass team back then.
They were a really good team.
Too bad they didn't win one.
They were a really good team.
Disappointing they didn't win one.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for those guys.
Yep.
They're a good team.
I can remember vividly.
That first one, man.
The first one. We went to. It's now.
Thought they had it, man.
I can't remember the name of the actual.
Kelly came back, was able to play, and Hostetler had to go, and thought it was all set up, man.
Yep.
And it even looked like it. It was just chip shot field goal, man. Not a big deal.
My mom took us to a restaurant to watch the game. I think she was at the time, either dating somebody or whatever. And we were there, and we were watching the game, and I vividly remember watching the game there and seeing it and seeing the excitement, and then wide right.
Yeah.
And the bar was just quiet.
Yeah, that's the way my house was, too. My dad had a Super Bowl party.
And it was like, wow. Like, I didn't I wish I could go back, if for nothing else, but for the commercial and the presentation and the style. I miss all that vintage stuff there. But but I wish I could go back and just really take it in, because as a kid I didn't. I got that it was something big and that it was happening and whatever, and I knew who the players were and whatever. Right. I didn't understand it. Yeah. And now you look back at it some 20-something years later. You're like, Jesus, man. These kids nowadays, this Mafia has no idea. Yeah. The Mafia nowadays has no idea.
No.
What it was like. The modern day Mafia.
It's tough, man. I feel for them. I feel a little more for them, like going out there and actually being a part of that. And, I was talking to Justin about, he's a Bills fan. He's been a Bills fan for his life. And he's like, it's not easy being a Bills fan, man. It's tough. He says, because you just want them to win. Right. You just want them to win one. You go through and you had all those really good teams and you thought, and then when they don't win the 4, and then, and then it's just series after series of disappointment after disappointment. Right. He's like, do you start to think, is my team cursed? Like, this is, Ralph Wilson Stadium is built right near an Indian burial ground. I mean, maybe that's it. I don't know, but it's tough.
Wasn't that it was Rich Stadium before?
Yeah,
they were just fine.
Yeah, well, they kept losing in the Super Bowl in horrible ways. Like the wide right, heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Next year, got demolished by Washington. Thurman Thomas can't find his helmet. All kinds of things went wrong that game. And then they go and they play Dallas. Twice and get hammered twice. You know, it just... And then, you know, I mean, they've had no luck at the quarterback position since Jim Kelly retired. It just, you know, a couple playoff appearances, but nothing major.
It could be worse. You could be Cleveland.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know, though.
For all intents and purposes, I really hope that the Bills do make the playoffs this year, just because, for one, I'd like to see them make the playoffs, but for two, Cleveland so deserves to be the team that has the longest playoff drought.
The thing is like, Cleveland's not used to winning, like, you know.
Well, I mean, the Indians and
Buffalo,
Cavs.
Yeah, but this year they have. I'm talking about the Browns. Browns fans have never gone and said, man, if we would have just got that field goal, you know, things would be different. We would have had a Super Bowl. The Browns didn't have that. Like, I don't know, man. The Browns, I feel like Buffalo has it worse because they had 4 of the most dominant teams in football. Hands down. Yes. And yet somehow they could not put it together for one game.
Could you imagine if they would have won all 4 of those?
Yeah.
I mean, you would be talking legendary. Dynasty.
Right. It would be a dynasty and Buffalo Bills dynasty. And you walk in there and there'd be, you know, paintings on the front gates of 4 Super Bowl trophies and there'd be banners in the stadium, but there's nothing. There's just retired numbers, man. It just, it's kind of sad. And, you know, I'm hoping there's a lot of optimism, but it's quiet optimism about the new coaching staff and the new GM, and you know, there's a quiet optimism about him. But you know, they get excited when they win, and they go Bill because they can't help it. But you know what? Walking through there the other day, they weren't taunting Saints fans like we're gonna kill you like they do every single week to every other team. Like I think they understand. I think they understand that, hey, you know, we're kind of lucky to be here. We're not supposed to be here. Let's just kind of ride this thing out until we get there, because every time we open our mouth about something bad happens.
Wait until the Patriots game.
So, yeah, exactly. They'll talk shit against the Patriots because they'll get maybe a win or 2 under their belt. Who knows?
Yeah. Dolphins, too.
You know, the Dolphins games. But I don't know. I do think
they should slap around the Dolphins. They should slap around the Dolphins.
Looked piss poor the other night on Monday.
They're just, I don't know.
Did you see that thing, that meme that was up? It was like a cartoon strip, and it was a three frame strip, and there's guys in a boardroom, and you know, it's a guy like a boss pointing to a whiteboard and says, NFL ratings are down. How are we gonna fix this? And one girl yells, you know, it's the protest of the anthems, and, you know, there's too many penalties from the other guy. And then the third guy says, how about we don't put the Dolphins on in prime time anymore? And he's just got like a smirk on his face, and he's like face to face with the boss.
Right.
And then the third strip is him throwing that guy out the window of a high-rise building.
That is tremendous.
It's pretty outstanding.
That is tremendous.
But yeah, I just really would like Buffalo to get something. Their fans may be annoying, but for every annoying loudmouth fan there's fans like my cousin. There's the old guards that are like, it's tough being a Bills fan, man, because every year we get our hopes up and hope that maybe this is the year we finally break that.
Yeah, I mean, every week at work,
it's tough.
At work, there's a couple of guys that I talk to that are old guard Bills fans that are not like, oh yeah, your Jets suck, haha, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
There's we're just rapping about the Bills, rapping about the Jets or whatever, and it's all good. And for those fans, I really want to see, but also for the area too, because it would really
it's a big boost. I mean, if you remember back in those days, man,
I do.
Everywhere you went in Rochester, Bills. My parents,
school.
My dad is a Packers fan. He's always been a Packers fan. My mom never watched football, but during that run, they were down. Everyone got into the Bills around this area. Like, you were into the Bills Bills were the thing. Like, they were the talk around Rochester. They were in Buffalo, obviously.
They were rock
Syracuse.
stars.
They were rock stars in this area. My parents both had Bills jackets, like matching Bills jackets. My dad bought them with tax money when he got his tax refund. Went out and got Bills jackets. Like, they were down. They were in. And it was like that everywhere. You go to the grocery stores, and it was Bills shit everywhere. Here you see it now, and here you see one guy, two guys, three guys. It was everybody. Moms, grandmas, aunts, uncles, kids.
I remember Christmas during one of the...
And that was before the internet, when you can just go online and order everything at, like, the drop of a dime. You had to go to fucking stores and find shit.
Old brick and mortems.
Yeah, man. Bob's store.
We had Ames.
Gold Circle.
Oh, I miss Gold Circle.
Hills.
I miss Gold Circle. But I remember my Aunt Rose and Uncle Tim... 92, I think, maybe 91, got me a Buffalo Bills sweatsuit, and for Christmas. And I'll tell you what, I didn't take that damn thing off for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Not only because it was, Bills, whatever, it was crazy.
Yeah.
But it was comfortable as hell.
Yeah.
I missed that.
I was still a dick. I'll admit this. When I was younger, I was a Joe Montana guy. I was a 49ers fan. And once they traded Montana, I was like, fuck you, 49ers. I'm done. You, like, ruined my life. That was my favorite football player. I idolized that guy. Thought he was the coolest guy alive. And then they were like, oh, we're getting rid of you because we just don't like you anymore. And I was like, well, guess what? I don't like you either. And I got rid of all my 49er shit. And I went with my grandfather and my dad, who was Packer fans. I never joined the Bills wagon. No, this is the first Bills merchandise, like, that I've legit bought for myself.
Oh,
like, other than like a hat on clearance.
I can't say that I've never bought a Bills. I bought a Bills hat when I went to the.
People buy me
game.
Shit, and it's like no.
But no
one ever bought me shit.
I didn't. I don't care. I'm a sympathizer.
Super Bowl party. My parents were wearing all Bills stuff. I was wearing my 49er shit when I was a kid. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, whatever.
I was like, I'm secretly rooting for them, but secretly I'm kind of laughing that they're losing.
That's funny.
But. Me and my dad had a rivalry when I was younger, man.
Oh,
we played sports and shit together. My dad would fucking, I'd be hitting jump shots in his face and he'd get pissed. And then he'd just start backing me down on the low post and just put his hip into me and knock me on my ass every fucking time.
You go for the jump.
And then dunk right on me. Didn't give two shits.
Did he pull a Family Guy on you and you're going for a jump shot? Your mother and I are breaking up.
No.
What? Slap.
No.
Done.
No, he would just throw his weight around. He's like, you're 5 foot and some change, but you weigh like 95 pounds soaking wet. I'm a grown fucking man. I'm gonna knock you all over the damn place. And he would. And he didn't give a shit. So when I had my moments where it's like, I'd be playing John Elway's quarterback with him on Nintendo. I don't know if you remember that game.
Yeah,
but remember the reverse ply, the cheat play?
Yes.
Where the guy is just like turbo fast and he can just run around the whole field. Well, I would play against my dad and it would be a good game, and then I'd be winning, and then it'd be the fourth quarter, and then I'd just put on that reverse ply and then just run out the clock. And I remember my dad just fucking throwing the controller and slapping me in the side of the head. Because go fuck yourself. I ain't playing games with you anymore.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's
so
amazing.
when those things would happen and the Bills lose, the first one I was like, oh man, that really sucks. But then when they got demolished, I'm like laughing. And just seeing my dad just seethe.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh, I just got a message from Ryan Wolf.
Oh,
the brand new Trust the Podcast is on its way.
Oh, goody.
And it's here. It's right here.
Trust the Podcast.
Trust the Podcast.
Yeah. Ryan Wolf.
Ryan Wolf and Del Reed.
Yeah. Del Reed. Don't know who he is, but I know Ryan Wolf.
Creator of 26 shirts in the Bills Mafia.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's verified on Twitter. I've never met the guy, but...
That's cool.
But anyways, I'm
going to get verified on Twitter.
That podcast is right here.
All right.
I could probably play it right now.
No, don't.
I'm not going to. I got to produce the damn thing, though, so...
I don't want him sullying up our podcast.
Yeah, we don't need your place. Yes, we do. No, I'm kidding. All right, Brandon, what are you looking forward to this weekend? Yes,
not being outside for 14 hours, freezing my ass off. Yeah, really not much, man. It's gonna be a low key weekend. I'm pretty excited about the low key weekend.
Yes.
Interested to watch Brett Hundley actually play a game. Haven't been able to. I did watch it on Xbox One X launch night, that Monday night game against the Lions, and it wasn't good.
No.
So, after seeing the highlights, I'm kind of hoping to see what he can do against the Ravens this week, who, Ravens are good one week, and then they suck the next week.
Yeah, they're good and terrible.
Yeah, so...
Pretty good.
What about you?
Pretty good. I am stepping into the ring for the first time since January on Friday.
Yeah.
Which will be, of course, for you in listening land tomorrow in Brockport, challenging for the Suicidal Six-Way Championship. I have word that we are the main event, which... Or if we're not the main event, we're damn close to it, which is like, great, no pressure there, old guy coming back to the ring. So, but I've got that going on, and because this is the weekend, we don't have the boys. Yeah, we don't have the stepsons the following weekend, so this weekend we have dedicated to setting up the Christmas tree.
Whoa.
Yep.
Early.
Yep.
All right.
So,
all right,
that's that. And then, of course, watching some football and getting mad because Notre Dame pissed away their playoff shot. But
I know.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
Well.
They were kind of playing house money either. No one was picking them to do anything this year.
That's true. Got
a lot of young guys. Got a lot of guys return next year.
I just don't like the Miami Hurricanes.
No, I don't either.
All right, but that's going to do it for the Football Talk Weekly podcast. I want to thank you all for tuning in, listening in, giving us your feedback, which you haven't. God damn it. Give us feedback. We like feedback. Subscribe.
Their crickets is the feedback we get.
Well, you know what? Our play count.
Our podcast is perfect. They don't give us any feedback.
It's great. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Very good. Thanks for using our affiliates and shopping Amazon, using shopgear.com, shopping Target, using our forthcoming multiple links on our Facebook page.
Oh, you're going to get spam with them.
Yeah, that too.
He's going to get links floating around.
And remember, promo code GERE Network, draft.com/GERE Network, play weekly, I can talk here, weekly fantasy football drafts. There's still plenty of time available. GERE Network, the promo code gets you a free play.
You should put it up on our site, Mr. Java Man. Build out like a floating target around the page, and you can flick a football at it, and once the football hits the target, it takes you to the page and makes you shop through our link.
Fuck Java. Good day to you, sir.
Good day to you as well.
So long, everybody. Good night now. Java.
Remember to see more National Football League action next week.
The preceding presentation has been brought to you by the GERE Network.